Hey everyone, I'm Susie McRae from Amherst, Massachusetts in the United States, and I'm a proud global founder with the company called OnPassive. Today is a public guest webinar, and you've been invited by someone who really cares about you. So the way it's going to work today is we're going to have a few speakers. You're going to hear about OnPassive, and then afterwards, I will give you instructions about how we're going to do the Q&A. Today's Q&A is for our guest only. So just sit back, listen in, and we know you are going to catch a glimpse of the passion and vision we have of OnPassive, and you're going to want to get back to the person who invited you, because the only way to become a founder is via invitation. And we'll repeat some of these things afterwards. So sit back and enjoy. Our first speaker today is Marty DeGarmo. He comes from us from the state of New Jersey in the United States. For 17 years or so, Marty was a project manager, and he traveled the globe and worked in the corporate world. And then after that, he went online and became an online marketer for 15 plus years. So Marty has seen everything that's out there. He understands online marketing, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his story. He has a lot of wisdom with online marketing and businesses and programs, and we're just glad to have him today to share his story as to why he decided to jump on board with OnPassive. So Marty, it's all yours, and I'll see everyone back at the Q&A.
Susie, thank you. And Nat, thank you. Pronouncing names is not, that's not for me. Nobody will like me at the end of this if I had to do the names. Anyway, hello everybody. Happy Saturday, the 24th. You were welcomed here to find out about a business, and not just any business, not something that's fly by night. Life-changing business. I feel that I am an expert on what doesn't work. I've done it for many, many years, so I should have an idea of what I think is good, and I believe this is fantastic. I've been online, like Susie said, this is my 17th year online. I started off just like everybody else. Came online. I wanted to looking for a way to make a little extra money. Not a lot at the time. And I joined businesses, many. Didn't do very well at all. Probably the first 10 years. Lost a lot of money. I did everything I was told, read books, got tapes, went to classes, paid for more classes, listened to the so-called gurus, did everything. And on top of that, they had nerve enough to tell me that I didn't have the right mindset, which makes you want to pop somebody in the nose, right? You do everything you can, then they got nerve enough to tell you, well, you don't have a big enough why. Yeah, that takes a lot of nerve. But what the reality was, when you get in these businesses, either if you don't know how to market and drive traffic, you're dead in the water. Just absolutely dead in the water. Now, they're not going to tell you that when you join. They're going to tell you, do your best, make a list, call everybody you know, get your family and friends madder at you than they were the first time you jumped in a business and did the same thing. And we all do that. We all did it. We all pushed people we knew and loved, and we believed in what we were doing, but nobody, or 2% maybe, have any success at all. And that went on for 10 years. Finally, I said, well, I'm going to have to learn some of these skills that are holding me back. And I spent a lot of hours and weeks and money and time to learn how to market online. And it's not easy. And let me tell you what happened. At that point, thank God, I ran into Mike Ellis and Dan Street. Mike's here today. Dan couldn't make it. And we made a pretty good team where we could build, I don't care what business it was, it didn't matter. Once you learn those skills, you can build a team. You could build a team for anything. So we did, and we got in businesses that we thought were okay, and we built teams, big, small, medium, large, huge. And what happened? Many things happened. One is when you go to bed at night, you're thinking, man, I hope it's there tomorrow. You wake up next day and the business is gone. You can't find the CEO. His name is JC or AB or whatever. He doesn't even have a name, and he lives in Belize. And then you got to go back to the people that did follow you and tell them you're sorry, and they're upset and you're upset. I thought you said this was great, and we did. We thought it was. Well, needless to say, if that's not bad enough, then we get in a business that you might be able to make money. And guess what? The people that you brought in, they are where you were 5 years ago. They don't know the skills. They're not sure what to do. And you can't duplicate what you did. You think you can, but you can't. You can own 2 or 3. That's it. And then now what do you have? Now you know how to do it. You know how to build a team, and they don't make any money. And now you have to bring in people quicker than they quit. And they're quitting because they can't afford to pay the ownership in a company they can't make any business at. This is not brain surgery. This goes on day after day. It's happening right now somewhere by the millions. And it got disgusting. About 2 years ago, I was seriously, and I'm sure Mike was too, thinking that this online thing, I'm not doing it. Why? I couldn't look in people's face, build a team around them, tell them they're going to do great when I know in my heart they're not. They're just not. They don't have the skills. They don't know how to market. And I can't market for 500 people. I mean, you do it. It's hard enough to do it yourself. Well, anyway, 5 years ago, I ran into, 2.5 years ago, I ran into Red Redford, who's here, and his business buddy, Peter, and I trusted them. It's a big deal online to find somebody you can trust, because that's another big issue. And I asked them what they were doing, and they told me. And there was only a few questions I asked. I said, in this business that you're in, can everybody make money? Yes. Is there an ownership? No. Are the products in high demand, or are they some widget that we got to convince people they need? No, they're for sale now. They're just better, higher technology, and they have artificial intelligence induced into them. Whoa. So I signed up. I didn't need any more than that. I signed up, went back to Mike and Dan. I don't know what I told them, but I was so annoying. They signed up just so I'd shut up until we found out what was going on. And we did find out. And what I found out was what I thought it was, it's better. And months later, it's bigger. And now 2.5 years later, it's the best thing I've ever seen. No doubt about it. You may not get it all today, but if it sparks an interest that you say, I got to know more, that's all we need to do here today. We don't have to convince you. You know the beauty of the business? You get in or you don't, I'm still going to be successful. And so is all the other 5 people on this panel and all the thousands of people that are in this business. That's the beauty of it. Now, for you to really understand this business, you need to be told by someone that's more coherent than I am, okay? Charles Osong, I've met this year, last year sometime. I've seen him a couple years ago, actually. But he's an expert in the IT field, all parts of it. He knows the business inside and out. He has, because he's wrapped up in this for years and years and years, he knew when he saw it, holy cow, is this what I think it is? And he found out, yes, it is. And he can explain to you the tools, how it works, and what a big deal this really is for the average man and woman to be able to walk into and be an expert on day one. And I'm going to turn it over to Charles Osong, who has 30 years experience in this business, 30 years offline, 30 years online. Yes, I know you wouldn't think he's old enough to do that, but he is. Here's my business partner and friend, Charles Osong.
Thank you so very much, Maddie. You are awesome. I'm humbled to be working with great minds like you, Mike Ellis, Red Reference, Susie. And thank you, Natalie, even though you had a hard time with the names, but you did very well. We all enjoy your smile, one of the greatest smiles ever. Keep doing it, okay? Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our founders, and special welcome to our guest. If you're a guest here today, you should count yourself very lucky. These are exciting times for those of us in this company, and the doors are fast closing, the windows are shutting down. So at least you've got a chance to get in now. You're gonna be hearing my story because I'm bringing you this opportunity in the form of my story. Marty just summarized his story to you guys, and mine is not a lot different from his, okay? We may have different backgrounds, but we do have the same experiences, right? So I will tell you my story. I've been in the United States for over 36 years and counting, okay? And ever since that time, I've worked like everybody else, sometimes 2 jobs just to make ends meet. Yes, I've always worked in the IT industry. It is a broad industry for those of you who are familiar with that part of life, but I've been blessed enough to touch almost every area in that industry, right? But during those years, I've always looked for extra ways to make money. Why? Because I have a big family in the United States, outside of the United States. So money is never enough, especially when you have a job, right? JOB, we say just over broke. By the time you pay your bills, you are broke again. So I was looking for ways to make money passively, passive residual income. As I stumbled upon the works of Mr. Warren Buffett years ago, who said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That resonates with me every day when I go to sleep. So one good day like that, I decided to tender my resignation for corporate America. It has been over 4.5 years now. And I recall a colleague of mine looking into my eyes and saying to me, Charles, you must be very fortunate to be retiring this early. You must have saved up a lot of money to be able to retire. And I said to him, on the contrary, I have been working for over 30 years and I just don't see the money. There's got to be a better way. Okay, and I remember Robert Einstein saying, you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That is his definition of what? Insanity. And I agree with him. I thought I was going insane. So I had to stop working and look for another way. I got myself an office in Maryland in the United States. And just about 2.5 years ago, a good friend, trusted friend of mine, walked into my office and said to me, Charles, there is this opportunity you must listen to. And just so you know, prior to retiring, I had been studying rigorously the behavioral patterns of successful people. And one of them is simple. You bring them an opportunity, they will look at it inside out. And that is why they rarely miss out on very, very good opportunities. So I pretended to be one of them that day. And I told my friend, I will be looking at this for sure. But I do have 3 prerequisites, 3 questions that you must answer satisfactorily. It could save you time. It could save me time. Question number 1. With this opportunity, if I do not recruit even one person, if I cannot sell to even one person, am I still going to make money? And when I say money, I'm talking about real money. Enough money to give me financial freedom. Okay, I had time freedom because I had retired. And I was still looking for that ever elusive financial freedom. So I asked my friend, if I cannot recruit, because I'm human, and most of us just don't know how to recruit. Only 3% of us do. I am part of the 97%. Am I going to be able to make that kind of money? He said to me, Charles, nothing to worry about. With this company, without talking to a soul, you're going to be able to make enough money to leave a legacy to your children, your children's children, and beyond. That sounded like music to my ears. I said, let's go to question number 2. With this company, will I have to come out of pocket every month to pay some bill? In the industry, they call it ownership. Will I have to come out of pocket to pay a monthly ownership? He said to me, Charles, when they launch, you have to come out of pocket once, and that's it. I was really, really glad to hear that. And I said, well, let's go to the third question. The last, but certainly not the least. Does this company have legitimate, viable products? By legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary. Something that mankind, you and I, will need on a daily basis. Think about your cell phone. Think about Wi-Fi, internet service. Without those things, in this day and age, life is almost unbearable. That's what I mean by viability. And if a company doesn't have legitimate, viable products, my friends, that company is a time bomb. It's just a matter of time before they go out of business. Believe me. So when I asked my friend that question, he said to me, Charles, you have an IT background. You should be able to understand these products better than me. And I said, why not? I went, took a look at the products, came back to him, and I said, my friend, should this company succeed in what they're trying to do, we're going to have an internet quake. Yes, we're going to have a shake-up of the internet. But we're also going to have to wait a while, 5 years, maybe more, for this to be realized. He didn't like that because he's like you and I. We love money now. We love instant gratification. So he said, Charles, why do you say that? I said, well, you told me to take a look at the products. I did. And I understand what they're doing. They're using artificial intelligence, AI for short. AI, my friends, is a disruptive technology. And what do I mean by that? One that comes every once in a while. It'll disrupt. It'll change the way we do things. We have no choice. Yes, in other words, it'll disrupt our lives. AI is yet the most disruptive technology mankind has ever known. But AI is very involved. It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves millions upon millions of lines of coding. So for those of you who are familiar with software development, this is simply time consuming. And that is why I told my friend, we're going to have to buckle up and just enjoy the roller coaster. But I also told him, I don't care how long it's going to take. I need to be part of this company today. I had something called FOMO, fear of missing out. I had missed out on a few opportunities earlier on in my life, and I wasn't going to miss out on this one. Not for any length in time, and not at any cost. So I asked him, how much is it going to cost me for me to be a founder today? And I was thinking some huge amount of money, maybe $15K, maybe $20,000. But I was prepared. I had my credit card with me. Thankfully, in the United States, we do not need cash. Oh, we need plastics. And I had a few of those at the time. But my friend looked up at me and said, Charles, all you're going to need to be part of this company is $97. $97. Needless to say, I was shocked. I was flabbergasted. I said, my friend, you got to be kidding. He said, nope, I'm dead serious. And I said, okay, well, here's my card. Put it on there. By the time we were done, it costed me $102. Big deal. There's a $5 that banks would take for their fees or whatnot. I said, don't worry about it. Consider that dinner for two. But I also told him, do me a favor. I do not have 5 years or more to be monitoring this company. this business. Please call me, text me, email me, do whatever it takes to get me informed when they are closer to launch so I can get more involved. And he said, deal. 8 months later, he gave me a call. Charles, the CEO of this company wants to talk to all of us, founders, in 1 week's time. Can you make yourself available? Why not? 1 week later, I hop on the call, and there was Mr. Ash Mufareh. Mr. Ash Mufareh is the CEO of this company. Mr. Ash Mufareh, for those of us who have been founders for some time, we have come to know and love him dearly. Not only because he's going to help us make money, and I can assure you he will help us make tons of money, but also, and more specifically, because of his heart for humanity. My friends, I want to say this. We do have quite a few geniuses out there, quite a few of them. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Eric Yuan, just to name a few. These guys are all brilliant. All of them have brains. But do they have the heart? My friends, as you come to join OnPassive, you will find out. Not only does our CEO have the brains, but he also has the heart. And that is why a lot of us leaders resonate with him so very well, myself included. But mind you, I was listening to Mr. Mufareh for the very first time. And he came on and he said, folks, we have been making a lot of progress. In fact, we are closer to launch than ever. I was confused by this statement because 8 months earlier, I had told my friend, we will be waiting for a very long time. So then here goes this dude saying, we are closer to launch than ever. And I'm saying to myself, whom is he kidding? I know what this takes. But the least he did was he got my attention. So I was listening very keenly. He said, we have leased a building in Bangalore, in India. Today we have a building, if you look at behind Madi, the Gamo says OnPassive. That building is in Hyderabad, high-tech city. At the time, this building was non-existent. This building, OnPassive leased this building for 9 years, just December of 2020. At the time, though, Mufareh had gone to Bangalore. He said we had leased 2 floors in a high-rise building. We've hired 200 engineers, and these engineers are working day and night. They are the best of the best, and they are working 24/7. So now in my head, I am thinking, okay, most startup companies are going to have 20 to 25 engineers. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers work 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours a day. Well, Mr. Mufareh goes to the source, and when I say source, for those of you who are familiar with IT, you agree with me that Indians are the best in the game. And he did not get 20 or 25 engineers. He got 200 of them. The cream of the crop, the best of the best. And these guys are not working 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day. These guys are working around the clock. These guys are taking turns, working 24/7 to make sure this baby is born. So in my head, I am beginning to think, okay, with this kind of a resource, yes, you're able to cut time frames. With this kind of a resource, yes, you're able to do in 3-4 years what's supposed to take 5, 6, or even 7 years. So my belief factor goes up off the roof. And he went on. He said, we've had some people, founders, you and I, done some things unethical. And we're going to come up with non-disclosure agreements, NDA. I'm going to let Red Reference talk about that a little bit later on today. 2 months later, he came back and said, folks, NDAs are out. Go sign them up. I went back, took a look at this long document, and by the time I was done reading it, it occurred to me, this is serious. This is the time I told my friend to call me, text me, email me so I can get involved. I look back at the time, money, energy spent from the time I joined up until then. I knew straight away that I have got to be a man on a mission. I have got to let the world know about this opportunity because we are simply going to change the world. We are going to have an internet quake, and anybody who's involved is going to be part of a revolution. So I called up a few of my friends to my office. I said, folks, we got to spread the word massively. We brainstormed, came up on Zoom. Thanks to technology with Zoom, all you need is a smart device. It can be a smartphone, it can be a laptop, it can be an iPad, doesn't matter. You need internet access, data, as you guys call it back in Africa, and you are on. So what is this company I'm talking about? OnPassive. And that name was not given by chance. This is a passive opportunity. What does that mean? That means you come in when this company launches, you pay a little amount of money, almost insignificant, and the engineers, the employees of this company will go to work on your behalf, and you just sit home passively somewhere and money in your bank account. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Mufareh, that I just mentioned to you guys a few moments ago, graduated with a master's in e-commerce, went back to Harvard, studied about online businesses. This guy has a knack for artificial intelligence, AI, the disruptive technology I just mentioned to you some moments ago. This guy is a guru when it comes to traffic generation. Traffic, my friends, is the reason I can dream today. Traffic is the reason I can invite all of us, all of you guys, to dream with me today. So what is traffic? It is so important. It is that important. We're going to spend a couple of minutes talking about traffic. Traffic is the most fundamental element in any business. It doesn't matter whether this business is offline or online. So what is traffic? I know most of us have an age. Most of us are digital immigrants, so we understand offline business better. So let's start there. Let's say you have a business offline, by the way, and it can be any business. It can be a car dealership. It can be a hair salon, a barber shop, doesn't matter. Okay, but let's just say this is a restaurant, only because I love food. And I know everybody eats. So you have a restaurant and I have the same exact kind of restaurant. Same thing, same kind of restaurant, same kind of food. In fact, same chef. The only difference is what? Location. Your restaurant is located in a busy area, in a shopping mall. Mine is hidden in a back alley. Well, yours will do better than mine, and here's why. People are going to come to the shopping mall, minding their own business, to do their hair, maybe do their nails, buy some clothes, window shopping, whatever it is that brings them to the shopping mall. They will eventually get hungry. They'll look up, spot your restaurant, wander into your restaurant, and the end result of that is what? Sales. My restaurant, on the other hand, they're going to have to know that it is there. They're going to have to leave their homes deliberately to go there. Because of that, it suffers. It suffers from what? Traffic. So what is traffic? The people, customers, coming in and out of your business. Excuse me. That is traffic. Now, what about traffic online? But before I go there, I want to say this. If this, excuse me, in this day and age, if you have that offline business like the restaurant, you better get yourself an online presence. Otherwise, you are going to be smoked by your competition. So what am I saying in essence? Yes, it is true that we have many businesses offline, millions upon millions of them. But it is also true that we have more businesses online than we do offline, billions of them. And all of these companies thrive on traffic too. So what is this traffic online? Simple. Clicks. If you have a business online, in order to make a sale, someone has to click on it. No clicks, no sales. The more the clicks, the more the sales. So we have individuals online, businesses online. All they do to make money is to drive traffic to these billions of companies online. Typical example, Google. And then we have something called targeted traffic. What is targeted traffic? Say you go online looking for a TV, and someone whispers in your ear, why don't you go to charlesoson.com? The moment you go there, all you see is TVs of all sorts, all colors, all prices. Your chances of buying, very high. Now that is targeted traffic. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Ash Mufareh, that I just mentioned to you guys moments ago, is the best in the game of driving targeted traffic. And that is why I said earlier, we can dream because of that. He proved himself. When he graduated, he joined a few companies, drove customers to them, affiliates to them. Yes, he made some money, he made some millions doing that. And these companies also made a lot of money. But most of them wound up going out. Why? I told you guys earlier, no legitimate viable products. It's a time bomb. So Mr. Mufareh and his family, notably his wife, they're going to decide, you know what? We can't keep doing this. We can't keep sending people, customers, to businesses that will eventually go out. We're going to start our own. We're going to have legitimate, viable digital products. We're going to have founding members, you and I. We're going to drive traffic to them. They will make money. We shall make money. Everybody is happy. That is the birth of OnPassive. So just over 3 years ago. Now, there was no COVID-19 at the time, believe me. These guys were just visionaries. Over 3 years ago, they're going to say, hey, we're starting our own. We're going to have services, digital services. We have about close to 8 billion people on earth. And at any point in time, 7 million of them are online. Now, 7 million. Way beyond 3 years ago. You can imagine what it is today with the advent of COVID-19, with the advent of the pandemic. But 7 million every minute is still a lot. What are these people looking for? What kind of services do they want so we can provide these services? Well, some of us online are doing what we call online banking. Yes, I do that. I know that, and I do that all the time. And I know some of us in here do that also. And when we do these things, believe me, there are people online, there are businesses online that monetize on our services. And these guys are going to say, you know what? With AI, artificial intelligence, at the back of our hands, we can do that too, even better. Some of us online are what? We are on our favorite social media, LinkedIn. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So I love Facebook. I am there most of the time. But when we are on Facebook, what are we doing? We are sending texts. We are sending photos to friends, family members, colleagues, classmates. Guess what we're doing? It is called community. And these guys at OnPassive are going to say, you know what? With AI, We can have our own community. You come to join us now, you will find out. We are very close to 800,000 founders and strong. Our community is growing by the second. Some of us online are doing what? E-commerce, drop shipping, email marketing, bulk emailing. Yes, there are people online that make 6, 7-figure incomes just doing email marketing. I know that. I thought about it once upon a time. Or these guys are going to say, you know what? With AI at the back of our hands, we can do our own e-commerce. We can do our email marketing. We can have autoresponder big time, unlike anything else out there. Well, some of us online are doing what? Video conferencing. So if you can see me or you can hear me or both, it means what? You went to Zoom, some application called Zoom, put in some ID, and there you are. Let me tell you this. The founders of Zoom, Eric Wan and his co-founders, are making serious money as we speak from our services. And Zoom is not the only one. We have Skype, we have AnyMeeting, we have Google Hangouts, Cisco WebEx, Microsoft Teams. We have a plethora of more than 25 of them making serious money, especially since the advent of the pandemic. But Zoom is the most popular. Why? Because it is the most user-friendly, but not for long. Guys, you wait. Just wait until OnPassive launches our own webinar platform. Some of us who have been founders for some time, we've had the privilege to have a sneak peek at it. It is clearer, 3D, faster, more secure, end-to-end encrypted, more scalable, and above all, guess what? More affordable. Like my friend Mike Ellis always says, at a lower price point. Okay? Now, these guys at OnPassive, they are going to just simply help us monetize on products and services that are way, way better than we see out there today. Now, let's talk about another virtual service, VPN, Virtual Private Network. What is that? Just a fancy name. It's a fancy name for a tunnel. It's a tunnel that cuts across a major network, such as the internet. Employers use it so that their employees can have access to corporate data without fear of bad guys, without fear of loss of data, without fear of hackers. Ever since the pandemic, a whole lot of companies have been asking employees to work from home. Microsoft, Facebook, Google, all of them, even the federal government. So these guys are OnPassive. They're going to say, you know what, with AI, we're going to have our own VPN. We'll call it O-Virtual, over-delivered. Super, super smart, more scalable, more secure, end-to-end encrypted. And above all, guess what? At a lower price point, more affordable. When OnPassive launches, I can assure you, my friends, the big players in the VPN space, like Cisco Networks, they are going to know there is a new sheriff in town. Yes, they will know. Let's talk about another service, search engine optimization, SEO. Sounds like a mouthful. What is that? We know of search engines. We know of Yahoo. We know of Bing. And for those of us Apple enthusiasts, we know of Safari. And I'm pretty sure everybody has heard of Google. Everybody at one point in time has used Google. You can go to Google as many times as you want to search for something. It is free. You can go to Google to get one email address, 10, 20, 100, free of charge. So everything looks free. You go to Facebook 100 times a day, free of charge. These companies are not charging a dime, yet these companies are multi-billion-dollar companies. And so here is my multi-billion-dollar question I've got for you. How do they make money? How does Google make money? Most of us don't know, and frankly, most of us don't even care because it's none of our business. But let me just say this. Search engine optimization is big, and OnPassive is going to help us make money the same way. So let me show you how that works. You go to Google to search for something. It can be anything. It can be a watch, it can be a phone, it can be whatever. But let's say it's a camera. And all that, I'm using camera simply because I do market my cameras through Google. That's all, no big deal. You go to Google and you search for camera. A bunch of them will pop up. And one of them will come from my store. Well, if you click on that camera, and you don't have to buy it, just click on it, and Google will charge me at the end of the month. And they call it pay-per-click. So what does Google say? If you're a business person, small or large, you advertise an item through us, and the customer comes looking for that item. We are going to optimize our search. We're going to bring your item to the top, of course, right? Because we've paid for it. As soon as they see it, eyeballs, that's it. Our job is done. You pay us. And I have my credit card on the file, and they just drag the money out of it. Just pull it at the end of the month. And they call it pay-per-click. And I'm a small business guy, very, very small, almost insignificant online. And I can tell you, I'm paying Google averagely $400 every month. And I'm also paying Microsoft. Why? Microsoft bought over Bing. And I'm paying them. I'm using them. I'm paying a company called GoDaddy. What am I paying them for? Domain name service, DNS. What is domain name? Every company online must have a domain name. So when you hear xxx.com, xxx.net, .org, .whatever, those are domain names. And these guys are monetizing on all of it. Well, OnPassive, using artificial intelligence, is going to help us monetize on domain names as well. OnPassive is going to help us monetize on search engine optimization. I can assure you, when OnPassive launches, these big players in search engine, guess what? They are going to know there's a new kid on the block. Yes, they will. What am I doing, my friends? All I've been doing, I'm giving you the services that OnPassive is putting together. Digital services, products, okay? And there are more. We have more than 50 of them. I'm giving you the ones that you and I can relate to, the ones that we use every day, whether we know it or not. We do have a lot more. We do have virtual education, virtual tracking devices. We have everything digital. What is OnPassive doing? OnPassive says, okay, if you're an individual, you're a business person, small or large, you need something online, we have got it for you in one location, under one umbrella. In IT, we call it single sign-on. And here's a big word for you guys today, integrated. No company on earth has ever succeeded in integrating all of these things, and we at OnPassive, we are 99% there. That is huge. That is value. I told you guys earlier, with OnPassive, you don't have to recruit to make money. Big. The single point of failure for most business people online. With OnPassive, you don't have to come out of pocket month in, month out to pay some bill. No ownership. And with OnPassive, we have the best legitimate digital services, viable services that you can find in this day and time. My friends, if you find this anywhere, these three things together with any company, you contact me and I will be your first customer. That's your promise. Now, with all this value in one place, what is it going to take for you to become a founder today? I'm going to let Mr. Redfern, my friend and partner here in OnPassive, he's been here for a while, ever since the beginning of this company. He knows everything about this business, and he's going to talk to us about how to become a founder. Nobody better than Red to give you this information. Take it over, Red.
Thanks very much, Charles. Wow. Every single time I hear you, mate, do you know something? I just want to sign up again. You absolutely nail it. For everyone who's listening, I hope you have taken something away from Charles that has given you a little bit of an inkling that you want to know more about OnPassive. The one thing I will say to every single guest that's here right now is you do not have to know anything. You don't have to be a guru. You don't have to know about IT. All you have to do is to be in to win. You don't have to know anything about the products and services of OnPassive. All you have to know is that if you are a founder of OnPassive, then you are going to win and get yourself that residual income that everybody online has been striving to get. So how do you become a founder and join us on this journey? Well, it's very, very simple. You get back in contact with the person who has invited you here today, and you ask them for the registration link. Once you have your hands on this registration link, just click on it. You put your name, surname, and your email in there. Click it, and this will then open up the payment portal to pay to become a founder. Now, we know this is going to be $97. This is the first out-of-pocket payment that you have to make to become a founder. Remember, guys, we are introducing you right now to the founder's position within OnPassive. Once we launch to the world, that's it. There is no more founders. And then we are then openly looking for customers. We estimate within our first year, there will be in excess of 100 million customers using one of our products and services of OnPassive. We, as a founder, all these customers are put underneath us by the company. And guess what? That's where we get our residual income from the commissions that the customers are going to be paying for our products and services. So you click on that link, put your details in, you then pay for the $97. This can be paid by debit or credit card, Visa or MasterCard. This comes actually with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And you're also covered by the Visa and MasterCard guarantee as well, if you don't believe me on that as well. You can also pay by cryptocurrency and other means depending on your country. Once you've done that, you need to then log back in again. And Charles mentioned this earlier. Up will pop a thing called an NDA. This is your non-disclosure agreement. It's about 4 or 5 pages long. There's lots and lots of big words in there, very technical. Now, this is here to protect the company and you as a founder. It shows how serious this business is. It shows how serious OnPassive is about its company and what it is doing online. Okay, so take a read of that. You can scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's 2 boxes you have to tick to say that you've agreed and read it. And then there's a box where you can digitally sign it if you're on a laptop or desktop, or you can use a mobile or a tablet and you can digitally sign it with your finger. This can also be printed off and downloaded at a later date as well. Once you've done that, that's it, guys. You are a paid founder within OnPassive, and we congratulate you on joining us on this amazing journey. There is one more other payment that every single founder has to make, and this is your one-time out-of-pocket payment that you have to make to activate your account. You do this on the day that we launch to the world. Now, we haven't got an exact date when this is going to be, but we are, as Charles has said, 99% there now, guys. We are on course to be active as OnPassive to the world in this year, 2021. We haven't got a date as yet, but this is coming very, very shortly. Once we are given this date, every founder will be required to activate his account, and that's going to cost you around about the $250 mark. Once you've done that, then the company get to work on your behalf, getting traffic and leads and customers and placing them underneath you. And this is where we will get our commission. So the quicker you activate your account, the quicker you start earning that residual income. Now, there's 2 things I want to leave you with here, just to get you thinking about why I believe you should join us as a founder in OnPassive. And the first one is, I want to talk to you about Amazon. Now, every single person on the planet knows Amazon, and they know Jeff Bezos. It's been around for around about 18 years, and he is now the richest person on the planet. And he is also one of the most arrogant people you've ever met. He's just gone up into space, spent all those millions of dollars he's got. He comes back down to earth, and what does he do? He thanks his customers and his employers for giving him the money to be able to do it. This guy doesn't like giving his money away. He wants to keep it all for himself. But did you also know that in the 18 years of its inception, He has produced 40,000 millionaires since it has been there, and he doesn't even want to give his money away. Our CEO and founder, Ash Mufareh, who has a heart for humanity and wants us, the founders, to make an online income. He is going to be giving as much of his money away that is physically possible from the company to us, the founders. Just imagine how many millionaires in the coming years OnPassive will produce. I would not be surprised if there is not 1 million millionaires coming from OnPassive in the years to come. You as a founder could be part of us as a founder and be part of that movement within OnPassive. The other thing I'm just going to finish with is your decisions today have an effect on your life in 2 years' time. Whatever you decide to do, wherever it is you are, right here today, is going to affect you, your family, and friends in 2 years' time. Why not make that $97 decision today to change your life, change your family's life, and your friend's life? This is an amazing opportunity for the sake of $97 to get in. Get back in contact with the person who has invited you here today, and they will help you to register and get on board with this. That's it for me. Back over to you, Susie.
Well, thank you, Red, for adding those items to everyone who's joined us today. Charles, once again, a wonderful presentation. I am going to get right into the Q&A. Charles, do you recommend we bring people onto the panel? Would you like that today?
Yes, that would be nice. But just only guests, folks. If you come to the panel, the first one I want to know, are you a guest or a founder? If you're a founder, we can't take your questions today. We're going to take them on Monday. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for that reminder. So this is how the Q&A is going to work. If you have a question, please raise your hand, and then I will bring you onto the panel. Your screen will change, and it will bring you onto the panel, and then we're going to ask you to unmute yourself and turn your video on. If you have a question and you are a little shy and you would like to just type it in the chat, go ahead and type it in the chat. Also, if you don't want to ask a question today, get back to the person who invited you, okay? Because they will be able to connect you and help answer your questions. So we're bringing a few people on right now. And if you do want a copy of today's webinar, it's in the chat. Marty's been posting. Send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. I also want to add, keep this simple, folks. Keep this simple. Lots of information. And like I said in the beginning, if you've caught just a glimpse of what OnPassive is about, you should jump on board. Because if you have a lot of questions or your mind is thinking about a lot of things, to me, that's a good sign. But if what you saw today is enough, which we believe it's enough, even a glimpse of it, to let you know that now is the time for you to become a founder, then we highly recommend you get back to the person, you jump on board, and you'll have opportunity to ask other questions should you want to do that. So we have Adi or Edit, Udo, Adi, Adet, Udo, if you would please unmute yourself so that we can, you got your hand raised now. If you could unmute yourself, go down, Adit, Odu. Not sure if you want to be here or not. I'm bringing on a few. Okay, you guys, I'll bring the people in. So if anyone else.
Thank you very much. I have actually no question to ask. The thing was raised by it, so I couldn't put it down, but I've enjoyed the presentation.
Okay, get back to the person who invited you. That's great. I'm bringing a few more people on. Just looking in the chat, if anyone sees on the panel any questions. Okay, we have a few more people coming on. Let's see. Menka Kwabina, Menka Kwabena, if you could unmute yourself. Hi there, how are you?
I'm fine. And my question is, does somebody necessarily have to sell a product before he earns from ONPASS? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, would someone, so your question, just to repeat, is does someone have to sell products to be part of OnPassive? Did we get that question correct?
Sure, that's my question.
Okay, who would like to respond to that?
You don't have to sell anything on OnPassive. It's 100% automated. That's what the company is going to do for you. And as they make the sales, customers will land in your organization. That's how we get paid. So you don't have to worry about recruiting or selling or bringing people in. It's what OnPassive is going to do for us. That's why OnPassive is so unique. Hopefully that helped.
Did that answer your question?
Sure, that's.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us. Yeah, that's like Mike said, that's one of the best parts. Not only do you not have to sell, the company's going to handle everything, the customer service, the advertise, everything. You won't even know probably all of the customers you're going to have under you. Okay, we have Yusuf Olalikan. Yusuf, if you could unmute yourself and ask your question. We're bringing Helen on. Okay, if you have any questions and you want to type them in the chat, that would be great. Go ahead and type them. We're looking through the chat, and those on the panel, if you see anything that we can answer here, reminder, this, okay, here's one, Yvonne Dixon. This is a guest webinar. So if you're a founder and you have questions, that's a private webinar on Monday. Does one have to make any more payments after the registration fee? So if someone would like, go ahead, Red, kind of reiterate what we did on the presentation. That would be great.
Yeah, okay. What will happen when we launch? As I said, every single founder has to pay out of pocket the first month. Okay, this comes out of your own pocket. Subsequent months, okay, so we have to pay a subscription charge every single month after that, but you do not pay out of your pocket. Why? Everyone's saying, well, why don't I have to pay? That is because within your first month, the company get to work on your behalf, and customers will start being put into your organization below you. This will generate commissions, okay? And once you get these commissions, that is enough money for your first month. You only need 3 customers to generate enough commissions to pay for your subsequent months. The company are going to do this for us. So once we get to work in our first month, you will not have to pay out of pocket again. We have to pay a ordership subscription charge, but this comes out of the commissions. Any money over the top, okay? So if there's any spare change, if there's more than 3 people in your team, as customers, or whatever it may be, okay, this is all your money and you can withdraw it at any time of the day or night. Once it's in your wallet, it's yours, you can take it away, okay?
That's great, Red. And we're going to just throw one more at you while we have you unmuted. Red, this is from Furman. Red said in 2 years' time, the life of a founder will change for good. Is it that we will wait until 2 years' time to begin earning money?
Okay, I said in 2 years' time, your life will change. I wasn't specifically saying you are a founder. If you are a founder, it's definitely going to change. But generally speaking, the analysis of this is well known. Your decisions that you make in your life now affect your life in 2 years' time, whether you're a founder or you're not a founder. Okay, so what I'm suggesting to you is make that right decision to become a founder today, because it will impact you and your family in 2 years' time. Once you have paid your first activation fee on your first month, you will start earning commissions from that date. Okay, there is no waiting period. Once you have paid that money, the company get to work on your behalf by promoting your domain name and website that they're going to build for you, by the way. You don't have to do anything. It's given to you. giving you a domain name and a website. These websites change on a daily basis with the different products and services of OnPassive. You can sit back and do absolutely nothing. It is all going to be done for you guys. I cannot reiterate enough how this company is going to do everything for you. You do not have to do anything. Obviously, if you want to share this opportunity with other people, of course you can. There is tangible reasons to do it, but you do not have to. So if you are completely new, you're a novice, you are still going to win. But the one thing you have to be is in. If you're not in, you are not going to win. So that's why we are saying to you guys now, get in whilst you can, because when that door closes, when we launch the world, that's it. No more founders. And there is going to be massive reasons to be a founder within OnPassive.
You got that right, Red. I'm so glad I've got all my siblings and my 90-year-old mom and my 94-year-old dad in, and they're excited about this too. So I apologize to some people having to mute you. We're going to go with people who are on the panel now. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself, and if you would like, turn on your video. Since Rosemary, you seem like you have a question. We'll start with Rosemary Okwara. Rosemary, hi, welcome. What's your question?
Yeah, good evening. Oh, my question is this, the 250 activation fee. Is it going to continue with the 250 after the first month? Are we going to be paying the 250? I know the company is going to be doing it for us. Is it going to be 250 or is it going to be higher or lesser? That's what I just want to know. Thank you.
So your question is, you understand that you pay once out of pocket. We're not sure what the cost will be. We're saying 250 just to give people a ballpark figure. You pay once out of pocket, and then any month after that, that fee will come out of your commissions. But I think the second part of your question, if I understood it, is will that price go up in the future, maybe as more products and services? So would anyone like to talk about the monthly subscription moving forward after she pays the first month?
Okay, so Rosemary, the subscription will stay pretty much the same, and that's the big deal about OnPassive. We're getting more value each time, okay? But we're not coming out of pocket anymore, all right? So you pay once out of pocket, well, twice. The first time you're 97 bucks. The second time when we launch, around 250, like Susie just said, that's it. You don't ever have to worry about paying anything out of your pocket again. That's the key, okay?
Yeah, I know about that. I just want to know whether the money, is it going to remain 250 or is it going to...
I just said that before. I said it's not going up. You're just getting more value for the same money. And you don't have to worry about paying from pocket. That was the first thing I said.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
Okay, Rosemary, jump on board. Now is the time. Okay, next we have Yusuf Olalikan. If you could ask your question, please. Yusuf?
My question is, madam.
Yep, go ahead.
My question is, which date is tentative date? Can you
say that one more time, please? Okay, you're muted now, Yusuf. Okay, hang on a sec. We'll go to Wilson 333. Wilson 333, if you could unmute yourself. We muted you before because there was two people talking. Wilson 333. Hi there.
Hello.
Hi, do you have a question for us?
My question is, madam, what is the date of launching, tentative date?
Are you all founder, Wilson?
Fine.
No, are you a founder?
Okay. What is the tentative date?
Yeah.
Of
Are
launching?
you a founder?
Fine.
Wilson, are you a founder? Wilson? Okay. We'll go to Yusuf Olalekan. If you could unmute yourself and ask your question. If not, we'll go to Menka Kwabina. Menkwa Kwabina. Kwabena. Oh, hi, Yusuf. Do you have a question for us, please?
Well, I want to ask the question the last person asked, that is it possible for us to have the soft launch this year?
Are you a guest or a founder, Yusuf?
I'm a founder.
This is for our guests, Yusuf. You can come to the founders only Q&A on Monday.
My question is,
Okay.
Okay, let me say something, Susie, before we move on.
Please.
As from now on, if any founder comes up and asks a founder question, I will not put them to attendee. I will take them out of the webinar, period. And not only that, if any founder puts a question on the chat, that is a founder only question, we will take them out of the webinar, period. Because these founders, for some reason, they're not getting it, okay? And for the guests who are here, believe me, it's not that we're dodging away from any questions, right? We have all these questions on Monday. If you become a founder today, on Monday at 2 p.m., we take every question from every founder until there is no more question. We do that every Monday. But we don't want to come to these guest webinars and stay 2-3 hours, because founders who just don't want to participate, they want to do what they want to do, and we are sacrificing so much, and they're just messing things up for everybody else. That's all. Go ahead, Susan.
Thank you, Charles. Yes, this is a guest webinar, and we are streamlining this for our guests. And if you are going to be disruptive, then we'll have to remove you. And we apologize to all of our guests and the founders who do kind of abide by things. We're here for the guests today. So Menka Kwabina, if you could unmute yourself. Menka Kwabina, how are you? Do you have a question?
yes.
We can't hear you. You're breaking up a little bit.
The question is, well, would there be any benefit for somebody
Okay.
Hello, am I on?
Hi.
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure.
My question is,
we got your question. We got your question, right? He wants to know if there will be any benefit for bringing in other founders. One of you guys want to take it? Red? I see Red is shaking his Go ahead, Red.
Yeah. Do you know something? As Charles said, it's a great question, and it shows that you really are thinking about what OnPassive can do for you as a opportunity in business. There is some great tangible reasons to invite people to have a look at this opportunity. This is what we are here for as the Leadership Council. This is what we are doing these webinars for, is to invite more people to come along. So here is a scenario, okay, that when we get to that launch date, okay, if you're starting with 0, you are starting from a level playing field. But just imagine if you can get to that launch date and you have got 1, 5, 10, or even 100 people within your organization before we actually open the doors to the public. Every single one of these people within your organization then become a customer reseller, and they have to pay that $250-ish that I mentioned earlier. So you will be off to an absolute flyer from day one, okay, because you have gone out there and you have shared this opportunity with other people. There is some massive tangible reasons and financial benefits to you to share this with other people prior to us launching to the world. So we always say, if you are of the mindset, if you have the inkling to share this opportunity to other people, all you have to do is to invite them to one of these webinars. We guys here will share this opportunity with these people. And this is why we keep saying time in, time again, get back to the person who has invited you here. So you can invite people here with the knowledge that they are going to get back to you. We are not stealing them. We are not putting them under anybody else. They are going directly to you. We'll do all the heavy lifting. You just bring them along. And there is some massive tangible reasons. You'll find out what those tangible reasons are when you join us as a founder.
Okay. Does that help answer the question? Okay. Next, we're going to go to Rafiq Ahmed. Rafiq Ahmed, your hand is up. If you could unmute yourself, please.
Yes, madam. This is Ahmed speaking here.
Hi, do you have a question for us?
Yeah, regarding this Ofounder, I got from Jesse. I have attended the webinar from Jesse. He has committed on this May, end of the May.
Okay, can I stop you there, please? You are obviously a founder with your question here. We've just said, and Charles has just said, this is a guest webinar. Any founder who is coming on and asking a founder's question will be removed. So please, guys, listen to what we are saying. If you are a founder, save your questions to Monday. Okay, thanks so much, Susie.
Okay, thank you. Peg, you have your hand raised. Could you unmute yourself, Peg, and ask your question?
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, I'm sure you've answered this a million times already, but I just wanted to be clear. Sure. Once I become a founder and I pay the first registration fee and y'all find me customers and all that kind of stuff, I don't have to do anything at all after that? I don't have to maintain the website or anything?
I can answer that. Okay. No, the answer is no, you don't have to. Yes, it's unbelievable and it's going to happen. I think Mike wants to respond a little bit to that. And I'll tell you, that's the beauty of OnPassive, Peg, because you can be passive in this. It's fully automated, and it sounds like you're really catching a glimpse of this. So we'll let Mike talk a little bit more. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no, Susie, you're spot on. Peg, you don't really have to do anything with OnPassive. OnPassive is going to go to work for you. But what I would recommend is to continue to explore OnPassive, because you want to know as much about OnPassive as you can so you understand what they're doing. And I think that's a really, really good thing. The more you know, the more excited that you'll get about it OnPassive. And if you do have someone ask you about OnPassive, you want to be able to talk to them intelligently. And the way to do that is just to keep exploring OnPassive. Come to the webinars. When Ash has a webinar, try and be there. But there's a lot of things to know. But the bottom line, Susie's absolutely right. Once you come in, OnPassive is going to go to work for you. And really all you're going to have to do is take your money out. And that's a really good thing.
Okay, well, I appreciate y'all's answers.
Okay, thank you. Is that it, Peg?
Yes, my sister turned me on to this, so I think she's a founder.
Okay, wonderful. You can get back to her and she will give you a registration link. And we encourage you to get on board, and then you can attend the Monday Founders Only Q&A. If you're available, 2 p.m. Eastern time, you'll learn about the back office and have access to more private recorded webinars where you'll continue to learn, and you're going to get even more excited than you are today, for sure.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, we have Chris Udom. If you could unmute yourself. Chris Udom.
Go ahead, Susie. I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sadhu Umar. Sadhu Umar, if you could unmute yourself.
Yes, ma. I'm with you. I'm with you, ma.
Okay.
Hello. I'm with you.
We can hear you. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm just new in this OnPassive, but I was invited by a Nigerian African. So I want to have a knowledge of what it's all about. Okay. So, but I know I have a lot to learn because I'm just new here. So So I don't know how OnPassive can help me in trying to, get to the feature, get access to the feature digitally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we already did the presentation today, and just want to support you, but we cannot really go through the whole process again.
Okay, of course.
Email Marty, who's up on the screen here. Email Marty at onpassivenation, onpassivenation@gmail.com. And he can send you today's presentation and other presentations for you to listen to, and then get back to the person who invited you, and they'll help answer any further questions.
Oh.
Okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, we have Adam. Adam, do you have a question for us?
Hi, my name is Adam Elagwaje from Nigeria.
Hi there.
I'm new here. Please, I want to know about founder. Please, can you help me?
Okay, we see that your banner talks about OnPassive. Are you currently a founder? Okay.
And his question is too vague anyway. I don't know about OnPassive.
Okay, we have Bami Yoko Abadi. If you could unmute yourself. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing. Let's see, it's Bami Yoko Abadim Babat. How's that? Did I say that okay? If you could unmute yourself. I don't know if someone wants to bring some more people in for some reason. I think we
both. So maybe a lot of them have their hands up either by mistake.
I'm lowering all the hands. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay, so it doesn't look like.
So I think we're done. There seems to be no more questions from the guest. If that's the case, let's give them one more minute to see if there are any guests with questions. If not, then we'll call it a day.
That sounds good. Yes, because you can go down in the chat if anyone would like to and ask questions. You can type it in. And there are some questions coming up that are founders. And I'd like to say to all of our guests, today was for you. And unfortunately, we do have some founders who come on and want their questions answered. And we do have a platform to do that every Monday for founders only. So in no way were we attempting to be rude to anyone. We just like to follow the process because today is about our guests. And we dedicate our time for our guests today. And we recommend you get back to the person who invited you today, and get their registration link, jump on board, and then you can be part of the private founder-only webinar. That's what we recommend. So we'll try once more with Alex Quagger. If you could unmute yourself, we brought you on. You seem to have your hand raised.
Yes, good evening from here.
Hi, Alex, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Yes, ma, I'm calling from Nigeria here. I'm actually new to the OnPassive, and in Nigeria here, I'm panicking because of so many experience that got to do with online stuff like this. Sometimes they ended in shambles. So I want to get assurance. Yes, what I'm doing here is a legal thing that I will see the benefit at the end of the day. I just want a reassurance from the team. Thank you.
Okay, Alex, were you there at the beginning of the presentation? Or you came late?
He's muted now.
Alex, unmute yourself. Alex?
Yes, I did that, sir.
Were you here at the beginning?
No, sir. I joined 26 minutes after, sir.
Okay, so that's why you don't know that it's different from other companies, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Madi Degamo, look at the chat. We can send you a recording, but I'll just quickly say the reason this is different from all those ones that you panic about. Those ones don't have legitimate viable products, okay? So once you have legitimate viable products, you can go back anyone that you've lost money. For all of those of you who are guests here, not just Alex, you can go back to all those businesses that you've lost money, okay? Look at them. They don't have legitimate viable products. Legitimate means legal. So that answers your question. We are legal, okay? Very legal. We also have viable products, products that you're gonna need. For example, you're on Zoom right now. That's one of our products, webinar platform, better than Zoom, okay? If you've ever used Google, search engine optimization, that's one of our products. If you've ever used Facebook community, that's one of our products. I have all of that listed, all of that. Those products, they're not going anywhere. I don't think Facebook is going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think Google is going anywhere anytime soon. No YouTube, no Zoom, right? And we have all of this combined. So you're in good hands, my friend. Just get the recording and listen to them, okay?
Okay, so Alex, you can just send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com, and Marty will send you a recording and then get back to the person who invited you. Okay, the next person we have on the screen is Nufan Georgina. If you could unmute yourself, I apologize if I'm not saying your name correctly. It's Ngufan, Georgina. Logo, if you could there you go. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. What's your question?
No, it's not actually a question. I thank you very much for this. It's very educative and I've been following up very well.
Okay.
That's yeah. Thank you very much for a job well done.
You're
I'm calling from Nigeria. A job well done.
Well,
thank you. Come on board.
Yes.
Hopefully you join us. Yes. If you join us before Monday at 2 p.m., join our founders only webinar. You will have a lot more fun, believe me.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. I think that's it for questions right now. So I'm going to just say a few words and then we'll wrap this up. So thank you everyone for joining us. Remember, this was our guest webinar. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to the person who invited you and they will help get you on board or answer your questions. Also, you can email Marty at onpassivenation@gmail.com and he will send you a recording of today's webinar. And keep in mind, we have these on Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, and Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern. So when you jump on board as a founder, you'll be able to invite people you want to hear about this. We have different presenters each time. You can send them to the webinar and we will do a presentation for them so that they can learn about it. So if you want to wrap it up, Charles, that would be great.
Yes, so those of you who are guests, please, the window is fast closing. I know that very, very soon we're going to soft launch and we're not going to be long in soft launch. We're going to go into main launch and that window will be short, right? If you happen to get in before 2 p.m., like I said, Monday, you'll be able to join our founders only webinar and we'll give you all the updates where we are in the launching process, what to expect and that kind of stuff. And I've noticed though, those founders who keep asking founder type questions in the guest webinars, they are the founders with no guests at the webinars. So they don't care, right? So they're just the founders, they don't have any guests. Okay, they don't want to give a chance to people who have brought guests and they just come to disrupt. And we will be announcing on Monday to all the founders. You ask founder type questions on guest webinars, whether it's on the chat or on the panel, we are going to take you out of the Zoom meeting. It's that simple. All right. So having said that, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll love you all. We'll love you. That's why we're doing what we're doing. We're not getting paid for it. We love you and we'll see you on Monday, founders. Great one.
Thank you, Charles.